Hello, hello. Welcome back to stream. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope we're all having a lovely day. Hope it more than anything else. And today is Road Trader time. It's time to go back to the Coronis expanse and do all sorts of shit. I don't even know what we're doing anymore. That's how much shit is doing. Who knows? I certainly don't. I don't remember where we last left off, but I know that we did a whole bunch of the miscellaneous side missions. That's right, we're going to Dalgunis. Right, and I figured this would happen. I might have looked something up just to make sure I know how the hell the Void Shadows DLC actually functions. Terrible news from Dalgunis, your lordship. Your vigilante servants have discovered an absence of treachery on our capital world, one that has grown far too large and could rupture at any moment. The informats report that the group known as a four-man clan is actually a cover for a horrendous cult of genetic aberrations who currently have their people in every echelon of the hive. They are traitors to the purity of humanity, traitors to the creed, rebels, and heretics. Apparently, their unholy servants speak of the three sorrowful phalanges of a finger pointing the way to retribution and unity. Okay. What exactly did my people find out? One treacherous clerk of the administratum questioned the authenticity of the reports coming from the ruins of Xiaofon 84 of 249. He personally observed the debris removal and entered the lower levels of the fallen hive. There he discovered signs of the proves Xiaofon had been infected by the gene plague. Thousands of corpses of the extra-armed abominations had been buried in a grave mass. He also found the remains of Achilles, Scalander's people. It seems that they had noticed the signs of corruptions and the traitors aiming to cover up their crimes, buried misdeeds under the ruins of the hive. On the way back, the clerk's transport was destroyed, but he miraculously managed to survive. Now the heretics think that they have covered their tracks once more, and so they continue their plots, oblivious and unprepared for our attack. Alright. What is the mutant plague that has affected our capital? A horrendous distortion of human form. It seems that they spread their poison by biting and enslaving their victims. Some ugly. Some of them are indistinguishable from normal human beings, while the others are disgustingly ugly. The heretics hide them away from prying eyes. They seem to be connected by a common conscience, and are absolutely loyal to the despicable cult. The astropathic choir master of Dalgunis has suggested that the cult may be behind the extermination of the psychers on the planet. He can sense the ghost of a powerful consciousness of some sort. And the sanctioned psychers we have gathered on Dalgunis are prepared for the psychic engagement. They are disciplined, powerful, fearless, and will remain unwavering against the blows of our sinister enemy. Do those abominations look like the ones on my ship? The same cursed brood? I'm afraid so, your lordship. The descriptions from Dalgunis are quite similar to that of which we have witnessed ourselves. The same deformities, the same underhanded tactics. Either they are kin to our aberrations, or they are another branch stemming from the same foul root. The Foreman clan is a cover for this disgusting cult. Indeed, they probably began by recruiting workers. It is easy to blend in with the laboring riffraff, after all. Posing as a union of technomats, they were able to conceal their secret operations and infiltration into the upper echelons of power. Each new crisis allowed them to gain more of our trust and resources. The most despicable of all is that they have perverted our faith. They revere the God Emperor, in the form of a four-armed monstrosity. What? Their prayers are full of hatred toward those in power and purposes of reckoning, when their dreadful deity will come to and equate with them with their oppressors. With us, with that is, many fools and troublemakers have fallen for their lies. Living in the secluded labor settlements of the ruined Siphon, they could act with impunity, but at least it prevented them from infecting the hives as severely as they could have done. Okay. The suppression of the minor cults dealt them a harsh blow. By bringing the flock back into the fold of obedience, we have reduced the number of potential new recruits for their disgusting cause. Heinrichs, what are those mutants? They are called the Gene Stealers, and they are not simple mutants. They are a xenos plague that breeds inside the human brain, forever distorting their genetic makeup and enslaving them to the brood. This is much more threatening than the Drukhari fleet that ravaged the capital earlier. If they are on Dargonus, they will try to overtake the entire planet, sooner or later. The messenger of the great devourer, my kin can sense the shapeshifters, but you should stay vigilant, Elentark. For a species of psychically weak as the monkey, their arrival may spell death. What forces do they have at their disposal? The heretics mostly consist of workers, but some have infiltrated the guard as well. Their weapons are primarily made from repurposed industrial machinery. The cultists are fearless and will be readily sacrifice themselves for the sake of a common goal. But the worst part is their psychic threat. We cannot even begin to gauge it. Some of the ancient vandals could be infected by this plague, but most of them are more likely to come to our aid. They are too used to eating out of your lordship's hand to bite it. We have to act. You're absolutely right. It is impossible to negotiate with these degenerates. Our only option is to completely annihilate them. We should start from the top. Should we attack decisively and quickly, or should we show our hand by bringing assault vehicles into the capital and gain an advantage in firepower? Do we quietly eliminate their leaders, or do we rain destruction upon the infected territories and cleanse them of traitors? I would say consult Heinrichs. Alright. Bogly-Doglian, raise the people to battle. The publicly proclaimed war. Helm the people that the heretics are hiding among them, and the millions of loyal subjects will grind the thousands of traitors to dust. May Dargonus cleanse itself of this filth. Razhai's caustic laugh said, I don't know what caustic means. Let the others sully their hands. Just one beacon and my kinsmen will descend upon the affected hives. Perhaps they will cause some additional casualties here and there, but have no doubt none of your enemies will survive, even hiding in their little nests. The cleansing should be thorough. A good few wrecks of dead ships still linger in orbit. After the day the Xenos scum attacked your world, command your fleet to pick them up and send them plummeting toward the nests of their spawn trying to encroach on your domain. I don't know why I'm speaking like this. Since all of them are linked by a common will, we could start by launching our attack there. If the Astropathic Choir could drown out the voice of the brood, we would be able to launch a sudden strike and act quickly enough before the enemy could restore cohesion and alert their forces to assault. I like Heinrichs' plan. I think Heinrichs' plan to deal with them like that is probably the best way to go about it. I will send the Inquisition directives developed specifically for the scenario to Dargonus. Gained experience. At the appointed time, the enforcers started their simultaneous raids in all the hives of the capital. Relying on stealth and surprise, they did not use heavy weapons of war. At the same time, the Astropathic Choir launched a truly devastating attack on the grim psychic shadow hanging above the hives of Dargonus. This attack stunned the brood of heretics and temporarily cut off their psychic communication. But the heretics did not go down without a fight. Soon an enraged outcry of psychic energy from the brood swept through the hives, plunging the dynasty's brave warriors into horror or bloody insanity. The Astropathic Choir managed to drown it out with their menacing chants, but this was a test of wills, and only the most disciplined and steadfast psychics withstood its sheer force. The element of surprise facilitated the swift extermination of the cult leaders, leading the rest of the heretics to lose heart. The filthy shrines of the heretics were set ablaze. Only one thing filled the rogue trader's servants with unease. Inside the cult's main temple, they found the den of some grotesquely enormous monster. It was empty. They did not find the beast. If the Emperor had been merciful to Dargonus, the monster would surely have perished in the fires and engulfed the hives during that cycle. Tainted phalanx. Yep, tainted thing. The wielder gains 21% critical hit chance against Xenos. That's pretty good. Ooh, can I... If I can't unlock anything else. Clear that. Oh. And the other... From memory, the other three should... According to what I looked up, apparently the other one is dealing with the problem on the ship. But I've already dealt with the problem on the ship. How the ship is this supposed to work? Throne Room of Dargonus. Yes. Load cap. Okay, that's first. Ignis Corona. Find out what happened to the stuff there. Look around, Blood Ties. Throne Room. Footfall. Anything else? Diary Celebration. Profit factor for provisions. I don't need more provisions. Stop giving me more provisions. Don't need that either. No. Okay, that's good. Continuous Prime, I can't figure out. I haven't figured that one out either. We'll let this here. Out. Okay. I am here. How do I land? On Blancy's Palace. Let me bring... Okay. I will definitely have to bring... You know what? May as well bring that squad. We're in home base. I'm sure we'll be completely fine. If we just bring our most effective individuals. I mean, we got Ulf first, and he's not leaving the team, and I'm not leaving my Space Wolf Space Marine behind. He's my boy, and I am not getting rid of my boy. My good Wolfen brother. It is not better to do anything different. Oh, fuck. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand aside. No need to crowd around. Governor Driveston will take care of everything. Yeah? This is ridiculous. Such a thing happening right in the Rogue Trader's Palace. Oh, what the fuck has happened? What the hell? Huh. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, alright. You are confronted by the sight of dead bodies at the entrance to the palace. The corpse has been hauled into a pile. Some are dressed in uniforms of palace wardens, while others are arrayed in clothing typical of the Dargonus nobility. Upon seeing you, the young enforcer stands at attention and swallows his nosily. His voice trembles as you say, Your lordship, we are honored by your presence. What the fuck? You see, your lordship, those people wanted to attack. The warden clears his throat. Second lieutenant of the palace guard, Ellen Waite, reporting. Shortly before you arrived, we averted an assassination attempt on the rogue trader. The palace soldiers detected intruders and engaged them in combat. Examine the assailants. Observation. There are rare, high-functioning Septo specimens present among the expired units. Such specimens are traditionally bestowed upon by noble houses that are most loyal to the sacred fellowship of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Okay. The augmentics of the deceased do differ from the implants ordinary people wear. Their intricate construction makes it clear that the deceased were not ordinary humans. Abelard frowns. As far as I know, House Gabarak has received such servitors from the Crimson Priesthood as gifts in the past, although this is my first time seeing one myself. Where's the Court Chancellor, Clemencia Wasserian? I think she is with the rest of House Wasserian, detained in the throne room, that is. Governor Drivesome has gathered all the Dark Garnus's nobility there to pronounce a guilty verdict against House Wasserian. Why is the governor not here to greet the rogue trader? I do not know, your lordship. Perhaps he is. The guard throws a fearful gaze. You can probably find him in the throne room, where the governor intends to put House Wasserian on trial. I must take my leave then. Okay. The bodies bear multiple wounds. It is evident that they died recently.
I have learned much in my exile.
There was a crumpled up letter inside the pocket of the assailant. Ooh, the crumple. Let's go to. No. What could it be? Is it like? Okay, this is good. The letter is soaked with blood. Only a portion of text is readable through the crimson blotches. Evil and discreet, keep away from the lords and the ladies. You must look like a noble to the servants and warders. Do not engage in conversation with anyone. The task is to avoid exposing yourself ahead of time and let Wasserians get away while the wardens are busy guarding the rogue trader. The task is to avoid exposing yourself ahead of time and let the Wasserians get away. Interesting. Okay. Standard stuff. I don't know why Drivesome thought it was a good idea to not invite the rogue trader when it's one of the nobilities of his house. I think Drivesome's up to fucking something. I think there's something sketch and something dodge. Alright.
I used to dream of visiting a feudal world.
Oh,
A
boy.
land straight out of the pages of heroic chronicles. But now I dream of forgetting that place. The sooner the better.
It pains me to say this, but I believe visiting Thassara was beneficial for you. Such experiences greatly expand one's horizons.
Alright. Let us... I want through. Let me in. Let me through. I have an appointment with Chancellor Clemencio Versarian. My apologies, my lord, but you cannot go on any further. Governor Drivesome's orders. This is ridiculous. I shall complain. Move. Let his lordship the rogue trader through. Fucking get out of my way, you little scrub. I humbly beg your pardon, your lordship. What? Your lordship, please, this way. Ooh. Oh god, I forgot what his voice was. I think I made him Scottish. Let's make him Scottish. Your lordship, 'tis an honor. Yeah, that's totally Scottish. Governor Urban Drivesome seems to materialize out of thin air, so suddenly does he emerge from the crowd? I regret that such unfortunate circumstances occasionally occasion the rogue trader's visit to the capital. Oh, Clementia tries to take a step forward toward you, but the warden nearby stops her. Her face is veiled with fear and weariness. Your lordship, you are here. Please, you must hear us out. Lord Orgtrade is undoubtedly here to listen to the testimony of each and every one of us, and to punish the traitors. The governor's words directed at Clementia are harsh. They are echoed by the scornful sneers and whispers of an assembled nobles. We have known each other for many decades now, and we have had our fair share of disagreements, but do you really think my flesh and blood would tremble upon the very definition of honor and loyalty? Abelard's voice is quivering with rage. The governor sweeps his gaze over Abelard, then replies, a faint shadow of a doubt in his voice. We have evidence implicating them, Abelard. I am sure that his lordship would arrive at a fair ruling. What are the charges against House Wassarian? Disruption of logistical lanes, bribery of adeptus administratum officials, document forgery, and organizational of heretical insurrections. On top of the evidently this devastating economic impact this has had on your protectorate, these criminal acts have impeded the delivery of imperial tithe, which in turn has drawn the administratum's attention. Needless to say, the esteemed adeptus arbitis cannot ignore this situation either, and before their representatives arrive at the palace, we are obligated to identify and punish those responsible. Clementia, I wish to hear your account. Your lordship, House Wassarian denies all charges laid against it. Clementia glances at the governor with defiance. These last few months have indeed been trying for Dargonis, but we have done our best to remedy the situation. My family's every effort was focused on establishing the capital's logistics and economy. So much so much so that we failed to notice the web of intrigue unfolding behind our backs. What happened on Dargonis in my absence? When we caught winds of rumors of your disappearance, we patiently awaited news of your return. But then Dargonis was struck by a series of terrible events. The first was the sabotage of logistics that hampered shipments, then mass unrest spread across the entire planet, and the minor noble houses began squabbling among themselves, trying to pin the blame on their rivals. We took great pains to calm them down and managed to quash the revolt, though not without some outside help, unfortunately. These events have also been overshadowed by I am ashamed to even say it aloud in front of you, your lordship, the rumors circulating among the higher houses. The governor stammers, then takes a breath. So, we're calling for Theodorus Truheir to be installed as head of your house. Conrad Vtuber. Not all of your subjects have forgotten his past efforts for the benefit of trade protectorate. Drivesome stops talking, watching you with tense expression. When the investigation was launched, the evidence led us to the Wassarians. Why are the dead bodies at the entrance of the palace? Your lordship, I humbly beg your pardon. Drivesome bows once again at trying to placate you. You see, right before your arrival, the palace guard discovered a plot to assassinate you. Fortunately, the malefactors were disposed of before they could cause you any harm. Drivesome, you aren't accusing one of Dargonis' leading noble houses of treason without airtight evidence, are you? Of course I have evidence, your lordship. I didn't say evidence, I said airtight evidence, you dumb son of a bitch. The investigation has established that the members of the Wassarian family, which is responsible for both Dargonis' fleet and its logistics, use their contacts and influence to forge a host of documents order to undermine the planet's supply routes and economy, thus fomenting unrest among the inhabitants. Allow me to introduce my son, Cornelius. Yeah? Cornelius, you say? Alright. The governor points to a lanky young man standing beside him. He bows curtly but avoids meeting your eye. Cornelius holds a prestigious position at the Administrative Palace, and it is thanks to him that we managed to identify and trace the entire chain of forged documents. What? Why am I lagging? This is goofy. Oh well. We'll figure it out. Identify and trace the entire chain of forged documents. The investigation led us to the perpetrators who admitted to acting all of the orders of House Wassarian. It was they who were intent on spreading the idea of restoring the title of Rogue Trader to the true heir. This young man is shrouded in mists of blue and grey, sickly shadows of fear fluttering around him. Cassius speaks so quietly that only you... He's terrified. I remind you that House Wassarian has hardly covered itself in glory in the past. It allowed Xenos to attack the planet. Governor Driveson throws a quick, arrogant glance at the red-faced Clementia. I would like to slap Driveson, because this is way too fucking accusational. This is way too going in the wrong and too far in a direction. Do you support the governor's accusations? The aristocrats in attendance exchange glances, the noble lords averting their gazes and the noble ladies hiding behind their fans. No one is willing to be the first to answer. Oh. Over his many years of service, Governor Driveson and Theodore's trust, and he holds his high office for a reason. Trottbacca's tone and stern and imperious. On behalf of House Trottbacca, I support his accusations. Your lordship, Governor Driveson has always faithfully served the Rogue Trader, and House von Belantius concerned himself with the future of your trade dynasty. And so, House Grapak thinks his charges against the Wassarian to be sound. Your medics hide Arenia's emotion, but her voice sounds very timorous. Oh god, what does that word mean? Let's look it up because it's the... timorous. What does timorous mean? It means spooked. Probably means spooked. Showing or suffering from fear, shyness, or lack of confidence. I humbly ask you to allow me to speak in defense of my family's honor. The evidence provided by the governor is utterly false. I cannot refute it, but I can say with confidence that no one from my family has ever tried to forge documents in the Adeptus Ministratum, let alone undermine the economy of your capital. It was a... Okay. Already release them. Sabotaging logistic riots and conspiracy. The case appears to be flimsy. It does give up in, like... I do not have time to deal with this. You know what? Oh, my brain is telling me this is the safest route because then I can figure shit out. But this one's like... Yeah, your words alone are not enough to make me doubt the loyalty of House Wassarian as the Rogue Trader. I order you to release them from custody at once. Under different circumstances, I will not dare disobey your word, your lordship, but I am afraid that the situation demands the guilty receive their due punishment. The sabotage of logistical chains perpetrated on the capital world of your dynasty has naturally had an effect of the tithe collection. The marshal himself is certain to arrive here sooner or later, to investigate the matter. Alas, his attention puts both you personally and the entire Protectorate at risk. However, we still have a chance to alleviate his displeasure by resolving the accident ourselves and punishing the culprits. I wish to learn more before I can do anything. As you wish, your lordship. The governor inclines his head in a stiff bow. Speak to me when you're ready to announce your verdict. Thank you for your willingness to help, Lord Captain. I am certain that all the charges are false, and I would be grateful for your help in exposing them as such. I think you should speak to everyone present, the noble lords and ladies. Alright. It's time for a whodunit. Okay. Who do we have in the room? Cornelius Driveston and Governor Driveston, Clementia Wassarian, and Astasia. Macarius Sorback. The Sorbacks are there, the Grapraks are over here. Let us start with the Wassarians. Clemencia. As you draw closer, the wardens step aside, bowing respectfully, allowing you to approach the Wassarian family. The Clementia, tried and slightly disheveled, is the first to bow her head in your deference. Several men and women behind her follow suit. Your lordship, the woman stammers, as if lost for words. Accept my most humble apologies for failing to greet you properly, and thanks for my agreeing to speak to me for making your final decision. The charges brought by the governor are severe, but I can only assure you of this and swear on my honor. We are not guilty of crimes that House Wassarian is being accused of. Clemencia. A hint of sorrow creeps into Abelard's voice, belaying his stern facade. You were acting head of the family, this family. You were supposed to take care of each and every family member, and now you are being accused for treason and collusion against the rogue traitor. The entire family is facing death. How could you let this happen? Okay. The governor claims you forged documents in the administratum. The fleet is primarily remit of House Wassarian. It is our responsibility. Logistics and supply routes are another area of our responsibility. We have no direct influence on the inner workings of the Adeptus Administratum. The first large-scale deliveries were cancelled after quantities of food were miscalculated by the clerks in the Administratum. Then we were faced with incorrect weather data and meager fuel budget. It was clear that the cause of these problems were calculations performed in the Administratum. In one way or another, but no matter how many times we asked, we could not ever obtain any clarification on the matter. Okay. I found this letter on the bodies of the heretics. Who planned the attack? What can you tell about it? While Clementia reads the letter, the Wassarians behind her read it over the shoulder. Your lordship, let us be frank, it would be foolish of me to try and orchestrate something like this, knowing how many wardens are patrolling your palace. I would not have let myself or anyone in my family get involved in such a scheme. Okay. Are you truly guilty? Be honest, I will not tolerate lies. Clementia, if you know that a member of the family is guilty of crimes you are being accused of. Abelard, it is your family too, you know. The woman's words burn with defiance. My apologies. I should not lose my composure. No member of House Wassarian is involved in a conspiracy against his lordship. Honor and loyalty are not something we take lightly, and we know whom we serve. Okay. You've always got to ask, did you do it? You always get one chance to ask to confess, and if you do, your charges get lowered in crime. Okay. The attackers were high-functioning servitors, ones that looked closer to ordinary humans. Do you know anything about them? Servitors? Is that so? Clementia crosses her arms and furrows her brow, deep in thought. I have encountered servitors that were indistinguishable from normal augmented humans, but only once. They were accompanied several members of House Greebuls. Gaprak. Okay? If you are not guilty, who is? Who stands to gain from framing you? Anyone, really? Fucking great. Clementia replies with a bitter laugh. The other houses consider us unworthy of our position, and many would jump at the chance to get rid of us and gain control over what once was our domain, the planet's fleet and logistics, at the very least. Lady Theodora chose to grant noble status to House Wossarian, but the other houses, which have served in the Expanse for millennia, did not welcome the decision. It has led to some difficulties. I want to find out what is going on here, who the real mastermind behind this all of this is. Where should we begin? I'm afraid I cannot be of much help. Talk to the representatives of other houses, eavesdrop on their retinue, and perhaps you will hear something unusual. I must take my leave. God, where the fuck? Where's blah blah blah?
I always keep my options.
Clementia Astasia Wossarian. Your Lordship, these accusations against my family simply make no sense. I humbly beseech you to speak. Criminal charges of the other. Okay. Okay. Let us go around the house. Okay. Let's see. House Zarkov has faithfully served the Von Valancius dynasty of the rogue trader, but we have never given anyone cause to doubt the loyalty. Gina, Macarius, Hector. As long as Macarius is the head of our house, we have nothing to worry about. Okay. What's going on back here? His lordship will make the right decision and punish the culprits. You can be sure of that. Okay. Let's start with these guys. Before bowing, Zarkov scrutinizes you with a bit of judgmental look. Your lordship. Hetka Zarkov, looking like a younger copy of his father, stands at a slight distance closer to his mother. An expensive yet understated dress serves to highlight the dazzling beauty of Macarius' wife, Regina Zarkov. Zarkov stares at Juliet and revulsion flickers across his face. Look closely at Macarius. Despite Zarkov's attempts to suppress his revulsion, the pressure of inhumans in your retinue undoubtedly reflects his fervent desire to eliminate the enemies of humanity. Do my companions distress you, Zarkov? Zarkov's face turns red, his furious gaze trained upon you. Free-flowing rage boils in everyone. The rogue trader is chosen servant of the Emperor and one of humanity's best. By surrounding yourself with depraved Xenos who scorn the very exceptionalism of humankind, you teeter on the brink of heresy, and no privilege granted by the Emperor can blind others to that fact. The thought of existing in the same sector as Xenos is revolting, but their pressure in your retinue here, in the capital of this Von Valancius trade dynasty, enrages me. To have Xenos sullying the streets of this planet after what we endured, and under the protection of the rogue trader, no less. Zarkov takes a deep breath and exhales nosily. His rage subsides, but his burning gaze remains fixed on you. With a pained and distressed expression, Regina glances at her husband, her hands worrying and the ruffles on her dress. Do you really believe the Wossarians are guilty? Certainly. Zarkov replies without hesitation. Governor Drivesome possesses proof of their guilt, and they have no means by which to refute it. Even if I were to entertain the idea that the Wossarians are being framed, how much longer would their house have lasted anyway, if it is so ill prepared for treachery? He addresses Abelard with a slight mocking tone. My advice to House Wossarian would be to appeal to the rogue trader for help, but instead to simply stop and accept their fate and not make matters worse for themselves. Abelard's I cannot remember Mowgli, Doggly, and Von Valancius seeking your advice. What House Rosarian should do in this situation. Pay attention, Macarius. Focus on the road trader's questions. Sassalard. Who, apart from the Rosarians, could have motive to conspire against me? House strives in wishing to expand their clout. House Graprak, who lost their influence after the Kiava instance. Zorback looks back at his family, then turns to you again. House Zorback, whose patriarch is too direct in his communications with the rogue trader. Anyone could have the reason to conspire against you, and equally they could have none. It is not a question of motive, but of loyalty. Which of your subjects has sworn an oath of loyalty to you? So whose sincerity do you doubt? Okay. Your unveiled hatred of me is so obvious, Zorback. It grounds enough charge you of heresy. I am hearing this for the first time. The Emperor's servant who flouts all that is sacred. The person who seems to think laws of the Empyreans are meaningless. Like, Macarius, now is a time when you would do well to stop and not make matters worse. The assailants sent to a palace were sent to the palace were rare, high-functioning servitors. Do you think the Gabraks could be behind the attack? So Rebecca looks away briefly and replies to you with a curt laugh. I've always thought that Torina too weak to participate in such risky ventures, but it seems I was wrong about her. Right now, it's kind of pointing to reporting on the current actions data extraction from the memory repository of the servitor will take 3 standard Terran cycles. Down to coding will take 30 standard Terran cycles. The quiet humming of servo motors is occasionally interrupted by the clicking coming from somewhere within the servitor. You just say the same thing? No, wait. People are saying that Theodora wanted to name someone else as her heir. Nonsense. The heretics deserve to expose and execute it, even the... Have you seen Helen today? We came together but haven't seen him since. We will miss out on all the fun here.
Let us not do
Someone's missing. Okay. Excuse me. People are saying that Theodora wanted someone else to say it. Right now, it's kind of pushing in the Gabraks direction. The lords and ladies, sumptuously dressed in the colors of House Graprak, are standing in a half circle around Torina and her son, Vincent. The bodies of faces of almost every member of the dynasty are covered in large, ornate augmentics. Torina Gaprak curtsies to you. Her mechanical voice sounds distant and ineffective. Greetings, Lordship. May the Omnisire grant you understanding. With a click of her visor, oculars swivel to the seneschal. Abelard, it must be difficult for you to be here under circumstance, with your house standing accused of such a grave crime. My family, Lady Torina, is yet to be found guilty of anything. That verdict is for the rogue trader to reach. Do you think the accusations against the Warsarian family are true? I would not take such responsibility upon myself and rule on their guilt. Your Lordship, I do think that Governor Drivesom's accusations are worthy of consideration, however. Okay. In your opinion, which nobles might have reason to party to such a conspiracy? She thinks for several moments before replying. Pardon my bluntness, Your Lordship, but I will answer truthfully. It could be anyone. Greed, fear, and ideals can drive even the most loyal subjects to do the unthinkable. Okay. I've examined the bodies of the assailants that were killed today. All of them were high-functioning servitors. Such servitors are only employed by families close to the Adeptus Mechanicus. Isn't that so? It is impossible to read Torina's emotions in her heavily augmented face, but her sudden turn toward her family betrays her confusion and surprise. Perplexed whispers bounce from one family member to another. Impossible! We came here by ourselves, without any servitors. We know nothing about it. Your lordship, thank you for informing us of this. You are absolutely right. My house has indeed been endowed with high-functioning servitors. A blessing for those who revere the Omnissiah, but today, none of our house members were accompanied by them. I found this note on the bodies of one of the attackers. What are your thoughts on it? Torina's mechanical fingers grip the paper. Officially, high-functioning servitors are employed by my house and my house alone. If such units were to attack the rogue trader, suspicion would instantly fall upon the Gapraks. I would assume that this is what the Wasarians intended to happen, but they did not expect the servitors would have this letter on them. Vincent, I wish to speak to you.
Oh. Ready to serve, your lordship. How may I help?
What do you make the charges against the Wasarian family? Could they truly be guilty?
I do not think I could doubt the validity of the accusations, but...
Vincent's voice trails off and he seems to retreat into himself for a moment. Before continuing, he takes a breath.
I'm also not sure that House Wasarian had reason to betray your lordship. I do not know of any instance where their loyalty to you and the Emperor has anything less than unwavering.
I know you care for Astasia Wasarian. Are you prepared to watch her die? Vincent's jaw automatic screeches slightly. The young man scrutinizes his mother and other family members for a moment.
There is something you ought to know, your lordship.
Oh?
Today I noticed one of my family members to be in an odd, uncharacteristic move. Howland Gaprak is the paternal second cousin once removed. May the Emperor save his soul. Usually reserved and self-possessed today, he was frantic and anxious, fidgeting with a small piece of paper and seemingly looking for someone to no avail. When I last saw him, he was headed to the entrance hall, where the altars are. Perhaps you should talk to him.
That will do. Vincent inclines his head and respects bountifully. I shall take my leave. Where? Okay, that's the entry. I got to find.
Keep your wits about you.
I have to find old mate Ahalan. That was it. Okay. Let's go over here. Get out of my way, get out of my way. We are loyal servants of Rogue Trader, the true Theodore von Valancius. The governor holds his high office for a reason. The Wasarians have taken things too far. Like they managed to uncover the crowded. There's a. Okay. Let's just. We'll always have it. Okay. The Governor Jivison is surrounded by his retinue, who are all dressed in expensive gowns and finery. The matching color scheme of their outfits and the striking physical resemblance among them suggest that they all come from the same family.
Your lordship, thank you for giving the case your undivided attention.
I wish to hear your reasoning again.
As soon as all logistics and economic problems gave rise to the initial rumors, we tried to find the person responsible for spreading the cause for Vtuber's return. The investigation showed that some of the documents inside the Adeptus Administratum were forgeries. We can thank my son Cornelius for such an astute observation. Your lordship.
The slender man bows to you awkwardly and nervously licks his dry lips. Oh, God. Alright.
I assure you that my humble person is undeserving of your attention.
Cornelius holds a prestigious position at the Administratum Palace, and it was he who discovered the errors leading to the disrupted logistics. It is also thanks to him that we have found the perpetrators of the forgeries, who admitted to acting on the orders of House Wasarian. What do you make of this letter? I found it on one of the assailants. Governor Drivesden peers closely at the bloodstained paper.
It looks like another piece of evidence incriminating House Wasarian. Perhaps they truly did intend to kill you, or at least cause a stir to help them escape custody during the confusion that followed. All the assailants were high-functioning servitors. Such servitors are only employed by families close to the Mechanicus. High-function servitors? Revston ponders this, rubbing his chin with his thumb. So servitors are indeed rare, and the Grapraks do have them in service. But this could have been done intentionally, with an eye to confuse you. Anyone with the desire and sufficient funds can hire them. Tell me more about your son, Driveston. Thank you for your interest, your lordship, but I am not worthy of it. The governor's son bows and stands still as he nervously stares down at the floor. Son, show due respect. Forgive him, your lordship. This is the first time he has had the honor of attracting the attention of the rogue trader. Tell me more about your job, Cornelius. What do you do? I manage the documents and records related to the economy of Dagonis. You probably know how scrupulous the workers of the Adeptus Administratum are. I am afraid that a more detailed explanation of my duties would mirror the administrative process of the Administratum. Too long and overly detailed. Cornelius tries to look you in the eye, but it's clearly hard for him to do. How did you manage to find the forged documents in the bureaucratic hell that is the Administratum? How'd you do it, Buster? When compiling reports on the last cycle's chain, I noticed inaccuracies and discrepancies in the figures. With the help of other clerks, I managed to find several other documents. Cornelius stammers and swallows noisily. Comprehensive data analysis has shown that the discrepancies were caused by intentional tampering with the data, thus leading to some logistical problems that were practically unavoidable or unsolvable. Father and I have managed to single out the administration clerk responsible for tampering with the data. Following a heated interrogation, they were confused that they were following the orders of some from House Wassarian. Everything was supposed to look as though they were the ones suffering losses from the logistical and economic problems. But how does House Wassarian have access to the Administratum? There is no conceivable way they could do all of this in a place where they do not hold any power. Before replying, the governor's son nervously adjusts his expensive frock coat. I think the right amount of money can open any door. Cornelius, what is the true reason for your nervousness? The young man's pupils suddenly dilate. He stands at attention and replies to you in one breath. This is the first time I have spoken face-to-face with the rogue trader. I am afraid of saying something wrong or forgetting something important. The governor closely watches his son. His tone changes, now sounding strict and curt. Do you wish to tell the Lord Captain anything else? Placing my hand on my gun, you are speaking to a rogue trader, and now my patience is running out. You see the flash of terror in Cornelius' eyes as he stares at your hand on your weapon. He speaks quietly and confusedly, without raising his head. Forgive me, your lordship. I can't do it anymore. This lie has gone too far, and I can no longer control it. The truth is that all the logistic problems were caused by a single error in my numbers. My mistake. What? Oban looks genuinely shocked and enraged. When I discovered my mistake, it was almost impossible to restore the supply lines. Then I was approached by someone who said they were a friend. They did not give me their name, and I never saw their face, and they were promised to fix the problem. And all I had to do was pretend that the Wassarians were responsible for the mistake. And as for the rest of the evidence, they promised to arrange it all. And Cornelius is suffocating with fear, unable to speak. Urban curls his hands into fists, the knuckles turning white. What have you done? How could you, your lordship? He suddenly turns to you as if trying to shield his son. This is my fault. I trusted my son and I failed to do so. I beg you have mercy. Abelard shakes his head. And you called my family's honor into question, Urband. Nevertheless, I harbor no desire to kick a man when he is down. Lord Captain,
The confession you have obtained means the House Viserion can be cleared of all charges. But we still do not know who was behind the forgeries, the riots, the plot, and the assassination attempt. Someone is committing their foul deeds and sowing chaos right under your subjects' noses. To leave that stone unturned would be dangerous. What is this friend that approached you, Cornelius? How did the two of you communicate? By letter. I received a letter out of the blue one day. It was unsigned, but the person writing already knew about my erroneous calculations. They offered to help me cover up my misdeed, and in return, I would name the Rosarians as the ones who sabotaged the supply lines. All I had to do was gather together some documents and reports that were listed in one of the letters, and keep my mouth shut. Ooh, okay. Oh my god. Ben, your son has found the courage to admit his mistake. I will try and find some compassion in my heart. Thank you, Lordship. Governor bows low and then gives him a look full of bitterness and frustration. And as for your position, I think you will be resigned to a role requiring less responsibility. Good. Summon everyone. I shall return to you later. I want to see if I can find this fella. Aristocrat, nobleman, aristocrat, nobleman, aristocrat. Some nobleman, aristocrat. Okay. Nobleman, aristocrat. Can I see anybody in here? Not immediately. I don't personally want to enter there just yet. Nobleman. Aristocrat. Okay. Aristocrat, nobleman, aristocrat. Servant. Aristocrat, nobleman. Alan Gaprak. He is the bastard. A finely dressed man of middle years is kneeling in front of the altar, his palms folded in prayer close to his face. The implant-free parts of his skin are sickly blue color. Okay, that's a tech thing. Okay. The nobleman does not react to your presence. He does not lift his head, and he does not blink. He does not even breathe. Only when you draw closer do you realize that he is dead. Oh. It was necrosis. Avalon looks at the man, his eyes grim. The colors of House Gaprak. I do not believe he decided to take his own life in such an extravagant way. As far as I know, there is a warden post here, but I do not see any wardens. The seneschal looks around. There is no one to ask about what happened here, or with whom this man spoke before he died. I would like to ask Urban where the palace guard suddenly disappeared to. Examine the body. There are no visible wounds on the body, but near the edge of the gold-trimmed collar you notice a tiny puncture in his blue skin. Likely a wound caused by a thin needle. Okay. Determine the cause of death. Death came from him suddenly and ravaged his body with cramping spasms that prevented him from falling to the ground. Some rare poisons have such side effects. The affected victim suffocates slowly without being able to move or call for help. Search the pockets. You discover a secret pocket in the lining of the dead man's luxurious jacket. You find a folded piece of paper inside, hiding behind a handkerchief embroidered with the letters H.G. Oh god. Okay. Make sure the rogue trader is attacked by someone loyal. It should appear as if it all staged to let the Wissarian family escape. This is the last assignment, and your debt will be paid off. Okay. Look around. You are almost certain that the wardens are usually stationed nearby, but their post is empty. Where have they gone? This would be an excellent question to put to Governor Driveston. Step away from the corpse. Are you guys going to tell me anything?
No.
I always have a backup plan.
No. Off to the governor. Oh yeah, actually I probably should tell these guys that we're just Torina. The lords and ladies scrupulously dressed in the House Capric are standing in a half circle. Yeah, already figured that one out. Greetings to the lords of the House Capric. Yes. I discovered a dead body, a member of your house, right here in the palace. He died kneeling in prayer. Torina covers her open mouth with a hand in surprise, turning to her family. Looks for someone among them. Helen, it can't be. Helen, no, whoops. Helen, it can't be. Helen, was it? Tell me about him, Torina. Helen is one of the lower-ranking members of House Gaprac. Despite his advanced age, he never held high office, but he was forever striving to better his position, even beyond his abilities. Many members of my house struggled to cope with the misfortune that befell Kiavagama. And our family's some members could not reconcile themselves to our new position. Helen was one of them. What could have happened to him? Torina's visor oculars are fixed on the floor, her fingers restlessly clenching in fabrics on her dress. Torina, the time to keep silent is long gone. The future of the Von Valencia's trade dynasty and your house are both at stake now. We lost Kiavagama. A truly devastating blow to every member of House Gaprac. I lost all hope for the future, and my kin lost their sense of purpose. We needed time to recover and chart a new course for ourselves. We were still are more capable of doing that, but I will not deny it. The other houses have offered us their assistance for their own self-serving ends. Perhaps Helen decided to take them up on one of their offers behind my back. Oh, the seneschal bows ever so slightly, speaking quietly so that only you can hear him. Lord Captain, the Gapracs, all purpose, only some of them are definitively involved, but I suspect that they were not behind the plot against you. Helen Gaprac could be nothing more than a puppet in the hands of a deft puppet master. We must expose whoever that is if we are to prevent the pestilence of heresy from spreading any further. What do you suggest we do? Interrogate the heads of Drivestim and Zarkov houses. One of them has been pulling the strings here. Once we uncover new evidence, announce that the guilty party will be publicly executed. Before you pronounce the verdict, I suggest focusing on each house in your indictment speech, and I shall observe them. Okay, you're good. I have known those people far longer than you have. I know all their gestures, habits, and behavioral quirks. I am sure that I will be able to determine which of them was responsible for the riots based on their behavior. Alright. Back to the Zarkoves.
I'll get left in the dust.
Oi, Macaris, you fuck. I discovered a dead body in the palace. A man of House Gaprac was killed while praying to the Emperor. He had this note on him. Do you know anything about it? Macarius looks at the note without taking it from your hands and replies without hesitation. No, I know nothing about the note. About this note. Okay, Suskabishkis. How's Drive? The Zarkoves might actually be having a rough time. Ooh. I found a dead body in the palace. A member of House Gaprac was slain in front of an altar. Do you know anything about it? A member of House Gaprac was killed in the palace? The governor's eyes bulged in surprise. And no one noticed? But how? There are wardens posted at every altar. There was no one near the deceased. The wardens had left their post. Do you know... Did you order them to do so? Emperor forbid, your lordship. The governor helplessly throws his hands up in the air as if to signify his powerlessness. Your negligence is stunning, Urband. An assassination attempt followed by a mysterious death, and yet here you are, oblivious to everything. The rogue traitor can justly accuse you of allowing a noble to be killed in the palace and failing even to notice it. It may be so, but it is for the rogue traitor to accuse me of negligence, not you. The governor addresses you once more. Your lordship, accept my deepest apologies for my imprudence. Nothing matters more to me than my honor. I shall send the servants to deal with all this immediately. Did you see Hallan Gaprak today before you arrived? Hallan? I did not see him myself, but perhaps... The governor turns around and asks his family, have you seen him today? The nobles talk quietly among themselves, and then a middle-aged woman with a tall, extravagant hairstyle replies to you. Tall, extravagant woman, eh? Oh, I think my sister and I saw him sitting on a bench some distance away from the palace's entrance. We think he was accompanied by a gentleman, but forgive us, your lordship, we could not make out his face. Lead me there. Of course, consider it done. We're coming.
Is there money to be made?
Is it just outside this door? Yeah, it's just outside this door.
This is intriguing.
I saw Gaprak conversing with someone here, your lordship.
My success was
I
inevitable.
recognize this bouquet. House Zarkov usually serves this wine. But what do they have to gain? They are they're definitely at the top of the suspicious list. Okay. Someone, everyone, I am ready to pronounce my verdict. Understood, your lordship. Allow me to prepare everything. He bows and prepares and moves without hesitation. Many faces are watching you, each and every one awaiting the rogue trader's verdict with bated breath. The charges brought by Governor Driveston were fabricated. House Wassarian had nothing to do with the orchestration of riots or the plot targeting the rogue trader. However, the real perpetrators are here in this very room. Oh my god. Wow, wow. The seneschal nods to you as if urging you to continue, then shifts his piercing gaze before the crowd. Alright. Okay. This is pointing everyone else before we do anything. Urban Driveston, you have exhibited inexcusable negligence by failing to question the possible involvement of any other family besides the Wassarians. We have discovered that the attempt on my life was orchestrated by a member of House Gaprak. Ooh. The governor closes his eyes, fear and shame getting the better of him. Some faces in the crowd look confused and surprised, but you see more wearing expressions of self-satisfied contempt. Okay. Abelard looks from the governor to you and suddenly shakes his head, as if to say, no, it is not Driveston pulling the strings here. Okay. To Urban Driveston, you have accused House Wassarian of violations that were... Okay. Grave error committed by your son. The governor closes his eyes, fear and shame getting the better of him. Some faces in the crowd look confused and surprised, but you see more wearing expressions of self-satisfied contempt. Abelard looks from you, and he says the same thing. Now, Torina Gaprak, a member of your family, orchestrated an assassination against me, here in my own palace, and though he has already been found dead, his act is reason enough to forever brand your house as traitors. Ooh. Oh, I know how Zarkov offered their help to Gapraks, and... Ooh, I don't want to quite do that one. Macarius Zarkov, you overt contempt toward me is reason enough to implicate you into this conspiracy. I know how Zarkov offered their help to the Gapraks, and the late Hallan Gaprak seem to have accepted the offer. I suspect that you are responsible for his death as well. Zarkov furrows his brow and slightly cocks his head. He averts his gaze for the first time, as if trying to remember or make sense of something. You notice some restless movements behind him. Abelard narrows his eyes and scrutinizes Macarius Zarkov and his retinue standing behind him. His sharp eye light up when they catch a sight of something important and hidden in the crowd. The seneschal looks at you and nods as if to say, the puppeteer has given themselves away. Pronounce your verdict. Okay. Yes. In the conspiracy against the rogue trader, I find the air in the room frozen with a tense, most electrified silence. All the nobles, some with fear and others with reverent anticipation, await your verdict. Ooh. Guilty. Zarkov, the head of the family who tried to hide toward me. Okay, how Zarkov guilty, Seneschal? You may take it from here. Go. Abelard steps forward and stares intently at the House Zarkov's patriarch.
Macarius, I must admit I have always admired your bluntness, but just as I once had to say goodbye to a promotion because of my dislike for you. For intrigue, you and your family might soon say goodbye to your heads. Tell me now in your blunt fashion, are you loyal to the House of Von Valancius?
Zarkov narrows his eyes grimacely.
I am loyal, Viserion.
Abelard studies Zarkov, then suddenly nods.
You are not lying, but someone else is. Someone who is poised to destroy both you and your family for her own gains.
Macarius does not have time to respond. Regina, who is standing beside him, raises her arm as if to slap the elderly seneschal. Abelard deftly catches her wrist, stopping her hand right in front of his face. Her dainty hand is adorned with a massive chromatic ring, topped with a thin spike dripping with venom. Oh. Zarkov shifts his confused gaze from his wife to Abelard, then back again. The stiff arrogance has vanished from his posture.
Regina, you...
Come on. Mother. Upon realizing what has happened, Hedka recoils from his mother.
Ooh. Macarius, your bluntness makes you an open book. When I talk about helping the Gapraks, you had no idea what I was referring to. Your wife, on the other hand, her eyes started shifting like you would not believe. Regina Zarkov, you are alone betrayed the rogue trader, jeopardizing the prosperity of the Von Valancius trade dynasty, and you alone are responsible for your unmasking.
Regina, what the fuck? Like the spike on her ring, Regina's words are dripping with poison and rage. Because Dargonus is serving an impostor. The true heir of the Protectorate bears a different name. When Conrad appeared on Dargonus, he paid me a visit and opened my eyes to the truth of the situation. Theodora was killed by the one whom she had so unwarily taken under her wing. Macarius is too narrow-minded to even consider opposing the rogue trader, even an illegitimate one. So I had to wait for the right moment. And the disappearance of Lord Captain could not have come at a better time. It was quite simple to trigger a chain of events on Dargonus so that people remembered Master Vtuber's past service. It seems that many of your subjects do not actually consider you the successor.
Why the Viserions?
Because when stripped of the Seneschal's protection, this house is weakest one of all of Dargonus, and they are also particularly disliked by the governor's family. It would have been easy to bury the Viserions under accusations of heresy.
Who aided you? There is no way you managed this all by your fucking self.
Oh, of course I didn't. I have too many helpers to list them all, but rest assured there are plenty of them, just as there are plenty of people who follow Master Vtuber. My death will not change anything. The true rogue trader will come and take his rightful place when the time is right.
Why the fuck did you kill Hallen?
Hallen was a good agent, but he was also a coward. He came to me just before our formidable rogue trader arrived. He was ready to confess everything. I suggested that he plead for the Emperor's forgiveness first, and he did grant him mercy, did he not?
Abelard, the sentence has yet to be carried out. Finish it.
Abelard turns his gaze to you.
Does the rogue trader condemn only the rotten apple or the entire barrel? I will not exterminate an entire noble line that is loyal to me just because of one traitor. In that case, Regina Sorabak shall be subjugated to intense interrogation, followed by execution. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. She did. Man, what a lovely visit. What a lovely visit home. Clearing up an attempted coup. By order of rogue trader, Regina Sorabak is sentenced to death for heresy and crimes against the von Valencius trade dynasty. Take her there. This is fucking crazy. Don't like the moves. Fucking weird, man. Well, we've just figured that shit out. When the nobles disperse, sated by the bloody performance, Abelard approaches you, his steps firm. Lord Captain, you have my thanks. A rogue trader should not waste time on the matters of that his servants and trustees can resolve, but in this case your intervention was necessary, not just for the sake of my family, but for your trade dynasty as well. Regina Sorabak, evidently Conrad's accomplices continue to plot against your protectorate. I fear we have not heard the last of such scoundrels. Thanks to you, Lord Captain, House Versarion is saved, although it came close to being wiped out as a result of scheming without imprudence within. Abelard pauses for a moment, staring off into the distance. Sometimes I think about how much I could teach them. I could ensure that they survive in the future without me. You and your family must be prepared for the next. What are you going to do now? I need time to reflect upon what happened and the role I played in it. I think I will be ready to resume this conversation later, when we are back on board the ship. Abelard bows to you deferentially and turns away, lost in thought. Ta-ra, mate. Well, talk to Abelard on the ship. Very, very good. Sip, sip. I wish I could super this shit. The von Valencius throne, a visible symbol of the rogue trader's power. Lovely. Now we can go and do the personal cogitator. And we can see what goodies we can nick. While we're here anyway. Okay. Let's see what... Cogitator is producing rhythmic sounds, among which a faint ringing stands out. Use the cogitator. The ancient cogitator before you is a true work of art. Obedient to your commands, its machine's spirit awakens with a soft hum of greeting. Enter identifier. Laria. Okay. Go. One sec. God, my throat is not handling these deeper gravelly voices. Open entry title, New Horizons. The 3-star systems in the Cinerus Malefictum that have come into my possession in my journeys shall henceforth be known as the Tier of Solar, Ignis Corona, and Fortis Porta. These are new horizons that have never been known humanity's rule, and those rogue Xenos overlords oblige me by having already eliminated each other. The artifacts they left behind, a legacy of sorts, priceless. A raid I took offered A desiccated Eldari corpse on one of the Fortis Porta worlds carries immense power within it, and it is but one among a wealth of relics. Okay. Attach the entry astrographic coordinates. With a dutiful drill, the machine's spirit transfers them to your data slate with the utmost diligence. Okay. Open the entry titled the 32nd Mirov. Corder is getting sloppy. He used his connections to give me utter dregs, whom he tried to pass off as elite troops, but I can only thank him for his lack of judgment. Those with nothing to lose make the most loyal servants. Once they feel but a modicum of their master's good graces, lowly scum no more, they will be the sword of the shield of House von Valancius, in faithful service to me and my descendants. Open the entry titled The Crimson Dance of Cain. The power contained within this blade is most mysterious one. Even Exalt 117's keen mind has failed to comprehend it fully, nor have several Eldari Xenos captured on my ships been able to tell me anything illuminating, save for the weapon's name, the Crimson Dance of Cain. I know Cain to be an all-obliterating embodiment of war itself in their abominable belief system, a fitting name for it. Finish the working with the archive. Request archive. There's no. Okay. Interesting. We have to go to the tier of Solar for the next part of that mission. Ignis Corona for the Industrial Sabotage one. Bullshit Bridge. Footfall. A crew on Footfall. Okay, good. Footfall, good. Footfall, other places. There was a particular strong as long as it's growing, stable, stated. By claiming New Planet as his property, the Lord Captain will prove that House von Valancius has not lost its ambition or strength. How the fuck do I establish a new colony? How do I do this? I'll figure it out eventually. Or is it gonna be like the first Black Flag where I can't figure out how to do like the fleet stuff? Alright. That seems to be everything. It seems to be everything here in Argonis. Interesting. Okay. Okay. I would just want to quickly look up how to establish a new colony. Rogue Trader. How to establish a new colony. How do... Oh, they just casually unlock. I need to ask for a world. Oh, that explains a lot. I could have got... Okay. Alright. Let's go. Ignis. That's one of the new ones. That's one of the new. They are some of the new ones. Okay. That's anything else down there. That's main mission. Let's go this way. I wanted to check Centennial's Pride again. Because I just have this feeling. You are in the chambers enjoying some long-awaited rest when you are struck by the strange sensation. Something at the level of animal instinct.
The doors seem to be locked, and yet no one could have entered your chamber without your knowledge. And yet, you are not alone. Oh, fuck. It's Moraz High, isn't it? It's Moraz High. It's totally him. It's so Moraz High. Get this man out of my room. He's being weird again. Ma, there's a weird fucking cat out here. He's in my room. He's being fucking weird about it. Oh no, it's some... He's screaming. He's screaming. Unnatural silence reigns in your chambers. The dust and motes hang frozen in the air before you. The candle flames cease to flicker, and two enforcers who came to check your quarters stand still as statues, all in the stark contrast of the other silhouette, one that is utterly unlike anything else in your room. A massive, inhuman figure forged entirely from dark metals stands towering in the middle of your chambers. Despite your arrival, the uninvited guest's attention seemed to have been entirely captured by the trophies on your wall of your study.
Interesting. Quite interesting. The only item of note in this worthless heap. But what is the genesis? The originating cause? A definitive answer would require more thorough research. But the testimony of even a primitive creature will serve. You. Where on the ship did this object come from? What do you know of its provenance?
Ooh. Which object do you mean?
This is testament to how the ancient enemies of my kind were defeated at the hands of your primitive people. Do you know how this object came to be here and why it occupies a place of such honor?
Ooh. That item belonged to my predecessor. She is dead.
The transience of life forms like yours leads to precious knowledge being carried off into the abyss of history yet again. I can see this is a dead end for further research. Since you have proven useless for my inquiries, I am ending this pointless conversation. Farewell, human.
A moment later, the strange atmosphere in your chambers dissipates, and your frozen enforcers stare into motion once more. Exchanging bewildered looks, the pair hastily makes the sign of the Aquila and halting mumble words of greeting, clearly ignorant of what has just transpired in these quarters. Ooh. A bizarre fragment hung on the wall trophy. The light smooth surface of the object is dotted with dark spots and is crumbling. And I love him. I love Drazen so much. Oh my god. God. Please give me more of my precious boy. Give me more. I need more. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Yeah, Drazen is so cool. I'm gonna see. Dargonis calling events requires the Lord Captain's attention. Hold off on that one. Ooh. Oh, chain. Oh, yes. Okay, yes. And then we just do that. Can I try to establish a colony on Centennial's Pride? Because no. Operator. Worlds to. Alright. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay. There's one planet that I haven't encountered yet. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Let's ooh. Let's just make sure. There's one. Okay. There's one more planet in the base game. Okay, so me going over to random planets is not going to help me. Okay, that's all I want to know. If it's irrelevant, there's no point for me to go there. Let's just continue forward. Continue forward to. So what happened at the Meridian mining station and explore the cluster system around the okay. Okay, let's go here and then we can just make this. And we can do that and we can see. Ooh, chart new routes. Ooh, a Fortis Porta and Ignis Corona. Let us start. Let us start here, because we may as well get going on the DLC. Ooh, begin here. Ooh, search expedition. Lord Captain, August detected a faint emergency signal. The source was traced to a crashed Valkyrie. Its Vox systems are still transmitting the message, transferring the signal now. A stream of hissing crackles out the Vox caster. From time to time, an exhausted male voice breaks through the interference, reciting a series of codes. Ooh. Try to amplify the symbol, or the signal. A prayer of a dying machine spirit grants them the fortitude for the final act, and the voice becomes clearer. Mirov, Penal Legion, the one who requested us to bury him von Valancius is dead. We have no means of not found in orbit. We have been abandoned. God, Emperor, have mercy. Guide us before the warp finishes off. The Mirov Penal Legion, despite the desperate thugs rounded up from the prisons of the hive world of Mirov in Calixis and commanded by brutal office wardens, you have heard tales of these regiments. They were requisitioned by Siberian. In crucial detail, it is another trace of your ancestor. I recognize these numbers, a memory from my old life. Although the codes being transmitted are centuries out of date, you are able to make sense of them. Nestor Militarum Regiment is requesting assistance and reporting that retreat from their present position is impossible. Dispatch a squad to the shuttle. Rennick, the reconnaissance squad soon reports that they have located the crashed shuttle, with a barely recognizable Astra Militarum insignia on the hull. After breaching the hull with las cutters, the reconnaissance force discovers the skeleton of the lone pilot. Judging by his injuries, he died long before the crash. The extracted Vox recording is delivered aboard your flagship, where your servants managed to restore it. In it, Private Ruben Okoroshkinov, or Okoroshevak, reports that the 32nd Regiment of the Morov Penal Legion, requisitioned by Siberian, was left without a ship and supplies on GH89717 after the rogue trader's death. The message ends with the phrase, "Atonement for the One." Okay. Baffled by the presence of the Astra Militarum Penal Legionnaire on the ancient shuttle, your squad returns to the flagship. One thing is now clear, however. The world where Siberian drew his final breath is close at hand. Erica added to the expanse of the world. Okay. Let's go here, then to this one, then to down here. Alright. Plasteel. That's a lot of plasteel. But I've already got a lot of plasteel. I don't need more, please. Spare me of your plasteel. You can scan. Dead world, nothing on it. Now for the piece de la resistance. Okay. Zarkov. Expedition. Lord Captain, we have compared our augur readings to the data from the Dargonis Cogitator. The world is GH89717, mentioned in the diary of Siberian von Valancius. In the archives, this world is flagged as of no further value. What matter of classification is that? So long as the planet retains an atmosphere and at least a scrap of resources, such a write-off is a crime against the dynasty. Why is this the very place that the unfortunate soul in the shuttle was trying to save? I fear that we will find nothing but a graveyard down there on the surface. We have detected strange signals on the surface, Your Lordship, requesting permission to conduct a targeted augur scan. Victus, direct the augurs to the region where the signals were detected. Lord Captain, there are signs of human activity. The planet is inhabited, large concentrations of people detected. Human-made structures too, albeit crude ones. I rescind my words, Your Lordship. This world has just risen in value and regained some interesting prospects. Whoever they are, prepare the shuttle for landing. By the time you reach the hangar, the shuttle has already been properly readied. A young pilot offers you a respectful bow and makes the sign of the Aquila in greeting. You proceed into the stifling passenger compartment that smells of sacred onions and leather. The flight down to the planet proceeds as normal. Oh my... Fuck. Holy sh... New sound. Proceeds down as normal. This changes when the pilot announces atmospheric entry. Oh my god. And beckoning your gaze towards the viewports, the shuttle glides through the colossal roots and vines, which the swathe in the planet in the vast quivering mantle. Spellbound, you watch the movement within the groves before the pilot reports losing Vox contact with the flagship, and then a heavy blow strikes the hull. Ah, fuck. Attempting an emergency landing. Hold fast, Your Lordship. God Emperor, have mercy upon us. Fuck. Alright. Let us... Okay, Cassia, we'll leave on the ship. I want to bring everybody here with me. Egan can stay on the ship. Uh-oh. That is... Oh, fuck. This is new. This is so fucking new. Cage. Cage is wild. Holy heck. A fucking grating! What the fuck? Your skull feels like it's about to split under the pressure. A heartbeat later, the agony ebbs, leaving behind only a haunting hum. It smothers your mind, stifling all reason. And hindering your ability to think, your gaze falls on the young pilot who survived the crash and stumbled out of the wrecked shuttle after you. A wave of sickening fury suddenly swells within you. He is the one who lost control of the vessel. By willpower alone, you pull yourself together. The fury fades, sinking into the depths of your mind, leaving a lingering terror, an urge to flee, and the knowledge that such escape is impossible. Did you have a chance to see what attacked us? The pilot speaks through clenched teeth, fighting the urge to shout. Movement on the port side. That's the last thing I saw, Lord Captain. Something massive, like a tree trunk. It was either thrown at the shuttle or... It attacked us itself, your lordship. Uh-oh. Research by Mirror's biologist has confirmed the existence of flora classified as Periculum machine majoris. Life forms of this category pose a serious threat to sacred transport vehicles and armored units. There is a 96.543% probability that such species inhabits the planet. In the observed case, the probability of more than one species of this threat category existing stands at 85.6789%.
A predatory tree. I have yet to slay such a monstrosity. We must find it and carry its durable timber back to Fenris. Let us carve it into the haft of a worthy weapon.
What of the shuttle? Can it be repaired? He casts a bleak glance at the shuttle.
I'm afraid not, Lord Captain.
The ship requires recovery and the application of Aptectus Mechanicus sacraments, and those can only be done aboard the ship. We need an evacuation. Does anyone feel anything odd, as if something is pressing on your mind? I register both ultra and infrastructure frequencies. Theoretically, such emissions are capable of inducing deleterious effects upon organic brains. A strange semblance of a song, harsh and cruel to the unprotected mind. That is what I hear. For you, even perceiving its presence is likely a difficult task. For me, however, Juliet grimaces, and it's clear the mysterious phenomenon is causing her genuine pain. Argenta hurriedly whispers a litany, foaming the Aquila on her chest. The righteous mind cannot be broken by the mechanizations of his enemy.
I thought it was a result of the impact, like a hum or some kind of high-pitched screeching. It's a struggle to think straight. To keep from losing it. My apologies, your lordship.
The pilot's face is sweating and shaking with tension. Contact the flagship now. The rage of the pilot's face gives way to a panic as he realizes how he has just behaved in the presence of a rogue trader. With a trembling hand, he reaches for the rock's augmetic on his head. After a moment, the man looks at you with hollowed eyes.
Lord Captain, all channels are nothing but static. I don't understand why. Everything is functioning perfectly. It's as if something is jamming the frequency. I cannot contact the flagship according to the charts. There is a settlement nearby. Perhaps the locals have a more powerful Vox unit.
I am heading to the settlement. Perhaps the Vox signal will break through in the flagship from here.
With your permission, Lord Captain, I'll remain here. In the case the Vox starts working or an evacuation team arrives from the flagship.
Sounds good. Something down the Lord Captain's shuttle. The vessel crash landed near a settlement by the augurs. It cannot be good. Ugh. I need a fucking drink. My throat's killing me. Lovely. Okay. Death Wall characteristic suffers -4 or less damage from fire. That sounds pretty good. And this one... What do we want to add to the Lord Captain? I need bolt weapon proficiency, chain weapon proficiency. Honestly, I would like something that makes my my shooty shoot. Each time the first single attack the user makes scores a critical hit. Yes. Okay. Juliet. Don't particularly want that. Okay. Claim a main. If the claim the bounty kills an enemy, the bounty hunter's next attack this turn will always score a critical hit. Sounds great. I remember this. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, no, not that. Weapons. Wounds by increases the wounds by half of the character's level rounded up. Yeah, for you, that's actually really good. Let's go. The Forge World characters gain deflection against the bonus effects of flame weapons. The Forge World character gains a stacking of 10% bonus to hit chance and dodge reduction. When he plasma a weapon around. Ooh. First time in a round. Okay. What could be good? Advanced skill tech use. Ooh. Actually, yeah. Make pack skill my ultimate man. Therefore, characters gain plus 7 critical hit chance to access hammers and las weapons. Sure. Advanced skill logic. Okay. A power weapon and now okay. Is there a bolt weapon? In addition with the second, our weapon will suffer no penalties or increase. Yes. Don't know what difference that's gonna make that's helpful, but you know. If the characteristic in the current party has the same archetype as this character. There's when an Imperial World character is affected by no damaging ability or effects. Whenever the ultimately or their ally uses a heroic act in desperate measure, the ultimately. Oh, okay, that's actually really good. Whenever they have operates impact. Okay. Okay. Let us increase toughness because Avalon's my guy. Can use two-handed ranged weapons with the melee, but with minus 10% ballistic skill. Sure, I would. That sounds great for Argento. That's. Oh God, I would love to do all of those. Enemies gain no melee superior. Already bonuses against this character. Yes, that sounds actually really good. Let us check the map. Alright, over here.
This planet is beautiful in its wildness, but it does not welcome uninvited guests. I can sense something in its depths watching us hungrily.
I smell a good hunt. If there is a worthy opponent here, let them come out and try their strength against a wolf. But if they choose to hide, they are not my equal.
Okay, I can't quite get through there. The bud of the plant looks menacing. Please. Oh, okay. How the fuck am I supposed to move through this? Can I like walk through?
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Can I not just walk through? How am I? Okay, the question is, what the fuck am I supposed to do from here?
Keep your wits about you.
The buzzer look menacing.
Reckoning will be swift.
Is that all you've got?
Maybe I have to
I'll brush this off.
do something like this.
You
No?
will pay an even greater price.
How does one get...
Speak, Edvater.
Here?
A born predator does
Okay.
not become
Shoot it.
prey.
Shoot it. Huh. I see, I see this is now how we're gonna have to play it. Oh, okay. Let's go. I have to actively destroy things. Okay. Okay, this I can already tell this is gonna be fucking annoying.
You bite like a bomb. See how the wolf succeeds.
Okay.
Wolves reign.
Okay, let's just do a little bit of this.
This better than a warrior of the All-Father.
Okay.
I always keep my options open.
The ancient buildings show signs of recent repair. Okay. Endless gargantuan roots sprawling all the way to the horizon. Something moves deep within them. Or could it be something else on the planet? Oh. Okay. Oh. Must not have a depth as a start. Okay, we're just gonna quickly save because that gave me a fucking spook. But okay. Okay. Just head around over here.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Oh. Okay. Okay, we're fighting a tree now. Okay.
Don't belong in this galaxy.
Barricade. Growth. Barricade. Mace. Okay. I'm guessing those. Okay. Let's. Who
if not me?
Oh, yes. Okay. Fire grenade. Good. Okay. 1. 2.
Not your Xenos pet, monkey.
And let's just. Let's us just.
I understand
Sure.
your intent.
Cool. Okay. Next up.
I'll make it happen.
Okay, good. They're spitting at me. Well, okay. Alright. Let us... Okay, let's get rapid fire going. Okay. Okay, good. Good. Do that. And then let's... like, get out of the way. They're trying to feed. They're feeding. Stop it. I don't like it. These trees are trying to hurt me. Okay. Okay, let's do Call the Bold. Claim the bounty. And then we can try. Okay, yes. And we will. Oh, but we'll do this. I have the feeling that this is gonna be the right move. Okay, carnivorous fucking swarm, great. Because that's what we want. Pascal. Advancing. My vow is to options. Terminated. Okay.
Perish for this affront.
Okay. Nicely done. Okay, I don't mind that. In Abelard.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Let's just...
Victory is imminent.
Good. Okay, we want
At your beck and call.
wildfire. And then
It will be done.
Tendril down. Oh. Howdy doody. Very. Oh, this is the Penal Legion guys. Are they trying to heal them? Evidently not. Because if they were trying to heal them, that would have been sucked. I feel like getting rid of the groves is like is significantly a better idea. There's a bunch of insects. Okay.
I am ready for whatever comes.
Okay.
I'll see to it personally.
I am here. I just had a feeling that that was going to be the most effective way to do that. Okay. Oh, I missed. Alright. That sucked, dude. Okay. We're gonna dash. Oh, dash? Dash. Okay, good. First off, I started his power club. We've kicked the boy. Let us activate this and activate. Brilliant. Let's... Can't do much else. Sucks to suck. Try and keep the boys alive. Oh yeah, I do need to take out that barricade, don't I? Oh, the sound's fucking gone. That's just... Yes? God, where the fuck did this...
Approach the designated position.
Okay, good. Right. Agenda. Here.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Come on. Very nice. Okay, lovely. Well, they killed the insects. Don't kill him. Is that how many? We still got two on the field. Okay, lovely. And then take a shot. Yeah. Ow. Okay. Cut by reach.
Consider this a taste of what's to come. It's as good as done.
Just take him out, Juliet. Alright. Who do we have here? Oh god, pardon me. Seeming to appear out of thin air, people approach you with caution. Every one of them is scarred and wearing some kind of a uniform, and you notice that a few have crude prostheses made of bone and wood. And their eyes are fixed on you, noting your every move. Peruvian Guardsman. A stocky blonde man steps forward clad in a semblance of Astra Militarum armor made of tree bark. His burns scarred, his face is frozen in expression of surprise and a slight bewilderment. I never thought I'd have to say this, but state your rank, occupation, and reason for visiting this regiment's deployment. The last words sound rehearsed and unfamiliar, as if he's using them for the very first time. Yet upon hearing them, the people around your grip their weapons tighter, and the blonde man grows noticeably more confident. You instantly recognize the lines of the handbook. Yeah. It is the mandatory protocol for the Astra Militarum sentries to challenge anyone approaching the perimeter of secure site in exactly this manner. I am Burgley Dogley von Valencia, bearer of the Dennis's warrant of trade. The moment your name is spoken, a change ripples through the crowd. Some are struck with awe, others turn white as ghosts. The man in front of you makes the sign of the Aquila. Sergeant General Batoshki, the Supply Platoon 32nd Morov Regiment, we are pleased to welcome you to Zarkov, your lordship. General stumbles slightly over these words, as if recalling their sound as he goes. How did the Moravians get here? Did you manage to traverse them all? Traverse what? We were born here. As for the details, you'd best take that up with the captain or the colonel. Okay. Pleasure, Sergeant Sergeant. It's both an honor and a joy, your lordship. We have waited so very long for your arrival. Truly, I never imagined I would see this day in my lifetime. Something brought my shuttle down. I need assistance. I'm no help to you there.
You need to head to the cage. It's our camp and the biggest outpost on Zarkov. Our capital, I suppose. Or whatever it is you call large settlements. We'll go ahead to report your arrival. Just follow the trail, you can't miss it. You need to meet with the colonel. About turn to the regiment's quarters. March.
I align my path with yours. For now.
Thanks for reminding me? Okay. Is there something... Is there a viable path over here? There is.
Leave your journey.
Okay. Okay.
My instincts tell me to refuse.
Okay. Fine. I don't think there's a... Okay, there's probably not a way for me to get through that just yet.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Ooh.
His name we hold unflinching, armed with faith thou will redoubt.
In his light, a toil unending oath, we honor duty bound.
Zarkov dead and lost forever,
Taken from us.
I love this. This is so good. I love this. What a way to enter a fucking camp. Holy shit. Ooh. And who do we have here? You are surrounded by dozens of people dressed in what only vaguely resembles Astra Militarum uniform. Homespun cloth is overlaid with wooden plates mimicking Imperial flak armor. These clothes are adorned with numerous trophies, pelts, bones, bark, and regiments of giant plants. The savages flaunt their scars and stumps, yet many are fitted with primitive prosthetics. From time to time, someone in the group bares their teeth like a beast, while others nervously grip their weapons.
Colonel Batoshki, permission to report.
Jenna steps forward and gives a salute to the huge man, who looks at you sternly.
The 3rd Supply Platoon deployed on a mission and found survivors from the down-flying vessel. The leader of the group identified himself as Rogue Trader von Valancius.
Indeed, I am Bugly Doglian von Valancius. Allo Isdrig. Hello. Colonel Batoshki scowls at you. Ooh. His bright green eyes are bloodshot and a low growl escapes through his teeth.
I am Colonel Isdrig Batoshki, 32nd Marov Penal Regiment. I welcome you to the cage, heir of Siberian.
Oh, Vedka and Dunowski. I like the prosthetic arm, that's pretty fucking good. The woman standing beside him bows her single eye fixed on you. Her voice rings out, piercing the heavy buzz of the crowd. Have you come to renew our oaths, your lordship?
Captain Quartermaster Dunowski.
Batoshki snaps his head toward her, and for a moment you imagine you hear the gnashing of fangs, as if a wild beast disciplines a member of its pack. The woman snaps to attention and salutes. Ooh, look at the crowd. You notice some among the guardsmen crying in pain as if the headache or twitching. These people look deranged, ready to snap into violence or dance in delirious joy at any moment. Ooh, what oaths do you mean? The captain quartermaster meets the colonel's eyes and steps forward. The 32nd Morov Penal Regiment was requisitioned centuries ago by rogue trader Siberian von Valancius during an expedition to GH89717, which is now called Zarkov. The Lord Captain was lost in the routes. His retinue brought the final order, boarded the ship and did not return. We have waited ever since. We have waited for your lordship. Batoshki's intense gaze presses against your chest with almost physical force.
But the first call up, our predecessor swore an oath of loyalty to your ancestor, heir of Siberian. We intend to fulfill it, one way or another.
What is this final order you speak of?
To hold the line until the arrival of the dynastic fleet. As you can see, we have succeeded.
Very good. Your regiment served Siberian. Tell me, what kind of man was he?
The greatest,
Dunowalski declares in a voice filled with the most profound conviction.
We served your hallowed ancestors several centuries ago, Lord Heir. We honored him for his deeds, and no one living knows him as a person.
Something brought down my shuttle. A predatory grin cracks across the colonel's heavy features.
Some sort of huge, overgrown vine. That was the drover. That vile thing has the whole cage under siege.
Where did this drover come from? And what is it?
And what does it look like? A visual, colossal monster. It stretches its tendrils everywhere, trying to devour us all. It's been this way for as long as I can remember.
Batoshki's cheeks flush crimson and he falls silent for a moment, waiting for the surge of rage to pass. When he speaks again, his voice is almost calm.
We are simple people. We who know how to survive an encounter with the drover, not to understand where it came from.
Something is wrong here. Your people, are they sick, Colonel? The Colonel grimaces and sweeps a furious gaze over his people under his glare. They flinch, straighten their backs and nod.
No, not sick. Not really anyway. We're hanging in there. We can't be broken.
It is the drover, your lordship. Its cry is inaudible, but it's like a weight pressing down on your mind. It's caused pain, nightmares, and it drives you mad. Anger, fear, anything is possible. If you give in, you lose control of yourself. Not long ago, one of us snapped and knifed a recruit just because he dropped his rations. Actually, I came here following my ancestor, Siberian von Valancius. Yeah. Batoshki tilts his head like a beast before it pounces, yet his voice is surprisingly low and calm.
Down below, beneath the outpost, lies his tomb. We don't go down there. We don't want to disturb the memory of your ancestor. If you desire to visit the rogue trader, you are more than welcome. But the drover has entrenched itself right inside it, which means going there is a certain death.
Yeah, but I have a space marine. Argenta regards the soldier with bitterness born of witnessing a wound beyond healing. Her voice is thick with solemn fatalism. It is unbearable to see these soldiers afflicted by one of the most foul and contagious diseases imaginable. Fear. Do not catch it yourself, Berkeley Docthian. It is an emotion, not a disease, but I get what you mean. I need to return to my flagship. Do you have a box station? Batoshi scratches his beard and thought.
The handbook says Vox stations. Oh, as you call them, are for the inter-regimental communication. My grandfather said he saw the casing of the last one on this world, but the roots swallowed it long ago. So we have no Vox station here.
My personal comm bead isn't working either. Normally the flagship can reach me, but now there's some kind of interference. Our elders told us that Back when we still had communications, the channels would go dead whenever the drovers were near. What was it they said? It puts the machine spirits to sleep. That's it.
Oh, fuck. It's a jammer. Oh, crap. So that means my goal is right under the nose of this drover. And while it is alive, I will be stuck here with no communications.
Quite right, Harry of Siberian. Quite right.
The Colonel thoughtfully grinds his teeth while staring at you. Okay. Okay, and why don't you drive away that creature? Why don't you drive the creature away from the settlement yourselves? Isdrig only gives a bit of smile.
Because we aren't fools eager for an earthly grave. And we aren't the brother generals who drive their men to slaughter. We endure. We survive. Just as we have for centuries.
Survival is no excuse for cowardice, guardsman.
Okay, Argento, call your jets. They've clearly been through some shit. Fine. I will put an end to this creature.
That would be a deed worthy of the true heir of Siberian von Valancius.
Okay.
Dunowoski's ringing voice makes Batoshki's standing beside her wince. Did you hear all of that? Von Valancius is with us now. He will slay the drover, endure the trial match with the colonel, and accept our oath. The final order shall be fulfilled, just as we promised.
What is the trial match?
Regimental tradition, your lordship. To take command, one must best the existing commander in combat, and that man is Isdrig. Fine, whatever you say, just tell me where to find this irritating creature so I can...
Take the lift down. I'll put you right outside that thorny bastard's lair. Okay?
The colonel exhales heavily, the air hissing through his lungs, his green eyes clouded by a veil of rage, rake over by the face before suddenly softening.
If you want to throw your life away for nothing, I would stop you. You can leave now, but if you have enough humility to take advice from a local, I'll be waiting for you at my quarters.
Captain Dunowoski gives you a conspiratorial look. Welcome to Zarkov. Welcome to the cage. Please, your lordship, I would ask for a private audience.
Welcoming ceremony's over. Regiment dismissed.
Following Batoshki's command, the soldiers seem to vanish into thin air, yet dozens of wary eyes continue to track your every move. Neato! Time to rob this place! Oh. Okay, Sergeant General Velka Dabrowski. Let's go to talk to General. Okay. So let's just makeshift workbench designed for both handcraft and stubber rounds and carpentry. Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Game, please. 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 We're freezing. We're freezing. We're so frozen. God, I'm gonna have to save again after this, aren't I?
You're the one Vlasius. I thought you'd be taller.
Fuck you. Fuck you, bitch. Over here. Drill Sergeant, Dankosh. The shooting range extends before you, supervised by a massive man whose leg has been replaced with a construction of wood and bone. And a few Moravians are firing at targets.
Your lordship, God Emperor preserve me. You're honored us with a visit. Junior Drill Sergeant Dankosh, I am ready to assist you, your lordship.
The firing stops as the soldier turns to you and looks away. You are getting accustomed to frightened and inspired looks in their faces. Look at them. They are all fit and all strong, which is not surprising. Young and old, male and female, every one of them looks like they stepped straight out of the Astra Militarum propaganda poster. Their movements and stances look peculiar, then you realize there is simply no flat terrain anywhere on the planet. Even the massive roots are covered in lumpy bark, The Moravians' odd gait and slightly stooped posture as products of their constant effort to maintain their balance. Do you have a spare target? I would like to learn shooting from you.
What? You wish to join us? But of course, Lord Captain. You do us a great honor. You'll not clear out. Make room for his lordship.
Ooh. Encouraged by your attention, Dankosh launches into a thorough explanation of shooting Zarkovian conditions. It is striking how much aptitude for instruction this non-feral fighter from a forsaken world displays as you put 5 shots exactly on target in a row. Surrounding Moravians erupt in cheers of approval.
We call it the snap strike, Lord Captain. It's not about shooting or stabbing it. Where the target is, but where it is going to be.
Carry out your drills. I'll leave you to it.
It is an honor to meet you personally, Lord Captain.
When you leave the shooting range, your departure is accompanied by respectful nods and shouts, and even friendly pats on the shoulder. It seems you have won over some of the Moravians. Yay! Sergeant Janelle. Oh, a large collection of crude aquillas made from bark, wood, and bone lie before the sergeant. Each varies slightly from the next. However, some clutch an Astra Militarum sigil in their talons. Others have the number 32 carved into their wings. While another group have one head depicted as a mechanical bird skull.
Here's something you wanted, Lordship.
Do I make things?
Yes, Your Lordship. I carve things for myself and 4 fellows, and sometimes I take commissions. Toys for volunteers, medals for awards, pieces to put on a gun stock. Sometimes I help with prosthetics, but I also do it for the pleasure of the thing.
Argenta pulls off her glove before picking up an unfinished wooden figure of a soldier, as if afraid of damaging it. She turns the toy over and hands in her brow furrowed in concentration, then suddenly grins. Carve a smile upon his face, Master Craftsman. Let the children know that the soldier must be stern toward his enemies, yet merciful for those he protects, just as you are toward these little ones. I'd like to know more about the drover, please.
The drover is an ancient creature. Maybe there's more than that one. Every once in a while, the damn thing comes out and starts shrieking, making us deranged. Who knows why it does it, but what we do know is that it likes slowly driving everyone mad. Some people panic, some people get angry. It's different for everyone. Donowalski has an ear protection, but they're the only pair, so there's no salvation.
Tell me about this settlement, please.
Of course. You'll be our commander soon enough, so it's only right that you should know.
Can you tell me anything about the Morov?
Only from the stories of the old call-ups. People there are nothing but property, and minor mistakes are grounds for imprisonment. Our regiment was once formed from such unfortunate souls. In short, its curse plays about abandoned by the God Emperor.
Tell me about Zarkov.
It's our home, Your Lordship. Everything here is poisonous, predatory, or fragile. In short, anything that isn't trying to kill you is only pretending to be safe. But you get used to it, and then when you learn how to use it, poisonous, then you can use it for medicine. Predatory means it's edible. Hard to kill, you can probably use the skin for armor.
How fascinating. Monkey who could not subjugate a world have been forced to submit to the planet's laws instead. Your species is remarkably tenacious in its own survival. And Bartoshki and Dunowski are senior officers here.
Their commanders, not officers. There's a difference. My uncle, the colonel, has been in charge of the regiment for over 10 seasons. You won't find anyone on Zarkov who is more decent or tougher than him. I once saw him covering a retreat for the wounded. 3 suckers from that match lashed onto him, but he didn't even blink until he got wounded. Followed the wounded soldier to the cage. They said the suckers just shriveled up and died later. Captain Quartermaster Dunowalski is the colonel's right hand. She's in charge of supplies, which makes her an immediate commander. She is a good sort, just a little bit, well, out there. Janam makes a vague gesture near his head. She believes that, now that you arrived, her lives will change overnight. Everything will get sorted out and we'll head for the stars with you. That we'll get our atonement. Even starting eating off real plates. It used to sound like Commissar Claptrap, but now, I don't know. I'd rather stick to my uncle's ways.
You disagree with the captain?
I'm with Colonel Bartoszki on this, Your Lordship. There's nothing for us out there in the stars. We were born here and we must die here. The songs say our regiment used to serve as a cover for the cleaner regiments and rot in the mud of them too. Here on Zarkov, at least I know who and what I'm fighting for.
So your direct commander is Dunowelski, but you're a supporter of Bartoszki?
Atonement for the one is the complicated thing. I do what needs to be done, and I have no complaints about Vtuber. Before your arrival, all this was just an excuse to babble. Besides, Izdrid's my uncle. He raised me after my parents died. Turning on him would be as bad as what the brother generals did.
That will be all.
Yes, Your Lordship.
What does your platoon do?
Well, officially, we're the supply platoon. That is, we gather the resources that the cage needs to survive, and each of us has to have some special skill, like knowing about poisons, making ammo, or recharging power packs for las weapons. We're supply troops, and that means we're the best of the best.
How do you manage to manufacture ammunition in such conditions?
There are these explosive flowers around here. The pollen works as a substitute for, how do you call it? Hyacinth? You've got to recite a litany of fury over it and mix it with some of these things. We carve bullets out of the bark and bones, either from our own dead or huge creatures. It's trickier with shell casings, but sometimes you bore a hole through wood nice and clean. It depends on whether you recite the litany of fervent labor correctly or not. If you get it wrong, then the bullets tend to misfire or even explode in the barrel.
For the casings, you could use something that burns easily, but holds its shape. I saw some kind of coarse paper around here.
That's a great idea, Your Lordship. The casing will burn on its own as long as you clean out the barrel once in a while. When we have time, we'll do some tests. Maybe the Captain Quartermaster was right. We should find new ways to serve the God Emperor instead of just clinging to the old ones.
I am registering sacrilegious interference in the rites of servicing the gifts of the Omnissiah by the laity. I insist upon the cautionary civilization of those responsible for Arsenal's upkeep. Oh my god, Pascal. Calm yourself. Why would supply troops need to know about poisons?
Plenty of poisons, menaces growing around here, but Your Lordship, poisons can be used as softening agents, medicine, and all sorts of useful things. And if you mix it right, you can even make sleep water. Sometimes we need it bad, especially after a rough few days in the roots.
Ew. Is that hard to recharge a power pack?
Well, maybe it's easy for you. You probably have some charging things back where you came from, but we don't have anything like that. But you can throw a battery on a fire. There's even a proper name for the ritual, but I can't remember it. The problem is that sometimes the battery just explodes. It's risky, and the right ruins them eventually anyways, so the ones who know exactly where to put it in the fire and how long to let it burn, they're valuable soldiers. Come on.
You get sick one day and then you have to start voice acting like 100 different deep voice gravelly people, and now your throat fucking wants to die. Pascal's vox emitter produces a barely audible sigh of sorrow, one that shifts into a quiet binaric litany. Thank you for telling me this.
This is how we survive, Your Lordship. Die or grow stronger and smarter.
I must take my leave.
Stay vigilant, your lordship.
Alright. Nito, the crew dwellings resemble the shanties on the lower decks of a ship. Welcome to Jerrigan Luca. Ah. Okay. So, let's just look around. Just look around, see what's available. Okay, probably not all the way there. Vedka Donowski. Thank God, someone who doesn't have a deep voice. The captain quartermaster tears her gaze away from the slab of fibrous meat before her. A black stone glints in her ruined eye socket. It is good to see you, lordship. By your leave, I would like to discuss the regiment's oaths with you. What is it you want to discuss regarding the oaths? Our oath of loyalty, your lordship. When you return victorious from the Drover's lair, Isdrig is going to challenge you. I want to warn you, Colonel Batoshki will fight bitterly, and you should prepare well. I once saw him drench himself in promethium and set himself on fire before fighting 3 of the Drover's shoots unarmed. He is a fearless enemy. Can anyone other than Batoshki swear the oath? You, perhaps? Adrenalinski's remaining eyes widen while a thin transform. Oh god. Oh god, my throat, please. Help me. That is against the handbook. Your lordship. It states one must never conspire against the commanding officer. The words are a trial. I will pass with honor by rejecting them. Very good. I was testing you, mate. Yeah. Why shouldn't I simply execute the colonel? You jest. I'm sure, but all of us here is against the world, your lordship. For hundreds of years, we learned to watch each other's backs and survive. If you kill our commander, you will become our enemy. There is horror in Dinowski's eyes, but her voice is firm. The handbook states, a soldier who does not raise their weapon to save the commander is to be deemed complicit in their demise. Why would he want to fight me? You said it yourself that everyone has already been decided. And why do we praise the God Emperor even when all seems lost? Why do we struggle to survive when we should surely perish? Because we have no other choice but to fight against the inevitable. Isdrig will battle for the regiment even against the Emperor's angels. As the handbook states, the only thing a guardsman should fear is failure to do his duty. God. Got my throat. And how do you suggest I prepare myself? Walk around the cage, listen to the people, work to understand us, and then you will know what to do in the trial match. I have faith in you, your lordship. A half-mad smile, that true fanatic touches Vedka's lips. As I approached the camp, I heard a song. You mean the hymn of the lost, Lord Captain. By it we live, and by it we die. If you want to learn about it, just ask. I know by heart. Its lyrics are not exactly cheerful. It reminds us that the survival is built up upon the bones of the call-offs that came before, and that upon our own bones will our children grow. It speaks of our duty and our atonement. What is the tomb that it refers to? Deep within the roots of the Xenos ruins, we do not venture there as a rule. It is a cursed place, a place of death. Vedka's hand reflexively moves towards her missing eye. Then she pulls it back. There is a whole list of names within it. Thus we honor our heroes. With each call-up, the song grows line by line, name by name. It began with Sergeant Zarkov, the first commander to rise the ranks of our common penal conscripts. We named this world in his honor. The greatest honor is to be enshrined in the lines of the hymn after death. Interesting. My thanks. You are most welcome, Lord Captain. What do you know of the regiment's homeworld? Arov is a homeworld that has nothing but metal and throngs of people. Every one of their lives serves and dies in the name of the God Emperor. Our stories say the brother generals have turned their backs on his light, and now they are doing whatever they please to regiments like ours. I think some of those stories are exaggerated to strike fear into recruits. If we
Oh, the God Emperor among the stars. Why concern ourselves with some brother generals? Exactly. Very interesting. What is the connection between your regiment and my dynasty? Your illustrious ancestor Siberian von Valancius saved us from a terrible fate of obscurity and took the first call up into his own service. He gave us good uniforms and weapons, and then there were the von Valancius gifts. Stories passed down from our ancestors tell us how the rogue trader removed these gifts from his body and offered them to soldiers who had proven themselves better than all the rest. These wounds made them even stronger. What did you say he removed from his body? Augmatics, your lordship. In our songs, it is said that your ancestor possessed so many gifts that he could share them with others. I don't know if it is true, but the rogue trader supplied the entire regiment with prosthetics is certain. We continue his work as best as we can. Redka demonstratively clenches her metal hand, just tipped with chloroform. Do many people here support Bartoszki? Yes, your lordship. Your rival is bound to bring change, and few people are fond of change. Some people believe that rejoining the Imperium will lead to trouble because of the regiment's history. There are others like myself, of course, who have no fear of meeting his servants, and we look forward to the day when we can return to serving humanity. These disagreements have never been, any of them, more than a reason to chew the fat on patrol. And now, regardless of all of us will swear an oath. You can be sure of that. If anyone refuses, we'll grant them the final atonement ourselves. Argenta bestows upon the young woman a look brimming with genuine warmth. I was taught that true faith is most easily witnessed in the hour of greatest trial, and here it stands before me. Years of deprivation have not robbed you of your faith in the God Emperor, and the immediate oath of loyalty to his anointed shall be a worthy reward for his feat of the spirit. What can you tell me about Zarkov? It is a world of terrors. Every living thing is trying to kill you, even if it doesn't succeed. It will certainly try again. The best thing we have here is our people. Zarkov has tempered us, prepared us for atonement and our oath, whereas the final order of your exalted ancestor has gave us purpose. That will be all, Captain Quartermaster. If you need anything else, I will be here. Okay. Oh, God, my fucking throat. Jenna told me that you possess some sort of defense against the drover's cry. Yes, your lordship. You sound dampening earmuffs. The handbook says that it is designed for Vox operators, but we've found a different use for them. They help us against the drover's cry, though they don't work well for long. They only delay the effects. Sometimes we put them on the more restless folks to ease their suffering. The simplicity of the design borders upon the primitive, yet the device fulfills its intended function. I register a degree of interest in this material responsible for sound and attenuation. Analysis indicates a local organic component of vegetable origin. A more exhaustive study is recommended prior to the device's application. How do these even work? I wouldn't know, Your Lordship, and why should I? The handbook dictates that we put our complete trust and deepest reverence in our gear and armaments. These ear mufflers are from the times of the first call-up, and sheathe them with fabric and cover them with a protective sleeve to preserve them better. I will clearly have a need of this. You may keep your emotes, I shall make do without them. I can do without them. I found a shuttle on one of the neighboring worlds. It contains a recorded message from a Moravian regiment. Oh, actually, I didn't read that. Checking our combat readiness, a superior officer may conduct an unplanned inspection of the guardsman uniform and equip at any time. Now I understand what the line in the handbook meant. Okay. She regularly makes the sign of the quiver with her prosthetic. The sight leaves quite an impression. God Emperor, after so many centuries, Ruban Koroshkova Avik, the 32nd Regiment's greatest hero, whom we remember as the departed. He boarded the shuttle, the first call-up, and had discovered and went to the stars with a plea for help. He knew he would die out there in the void. We only hoped that our plea would be heard. I wish to learn more about Zarkov. Yes. May you fare well, Captain. By the God Emperor's will, your lordship. Drill Sergeant Zarkov. Oh my god, there's so many bits and bobs here and there. I smell stuff. I smell stuff. I want stuff. And then the other one is like, it's like over here. Yes. Okay.
Is there money to be made?
Donnie. God, there's so much going on. Let's talk to this surgeon, Luca. The makeshift hospital is a hive of activity. Here and there, the wounded moan through gritted teeth. A man wearing a surgeon's armband and a lieutenant's insignia stands at one of the bed examining a patient, while a younger assistant with the rank of sergeant rushes about. There is nothing we can do now. I'm sorry, Zarkov, but your chances are slim. Zarkov taught half the regiment how to shoot. He's got God Emperor's given talent as an instructor. Sergeant, this is part of our duty. If we make a futile attempt to save a doomed man, we will lose him and a dozen other soldiers we could have helped. Toughen up. Luca, I understand. Atonement for the one. Go and save the others. I'll manage. On my own. I don't want him to be a burden. What happened? Drill Sergeant Ozezkivir Zarkov was struck by one of the driver's maces. We sutured the wound from the spikes, but he seems to have internal injuries. Given more time, we might find a way to help him. His servant of the God Emperor fought with valor and utter devotion. Do not prolong his suffering. He has earned the Emperor's mercy and loyalty. Try and save the doomed man. I will assist. You step back and wipe the sweat from your brow and back of your bloodied hand. The patient's chest rises and falls steadily, and though his life is not yet saved, he has at least some chance of surviving long enough to be fully operated on. Thank you, Zarkov. He's like a father to me and a lot of us, you know. We owe him and you. The young sergeant falls into reflection. My gran would tell me stories about the first caller. It's believed that your ancestors used to say that even the doomed are worth saving, for their debt of gratitude leads to grand deeds. It is not our way to waste our efforts on lost causes, but now, thank you again once again. The regiment will not forget what you have done. Interesting. Look, assistant. Every day keeps getting worse. Oh, what? Oh my, what is this? Within the fleshy walls of the planet, you can see an outline of human body floating in some kind of fluid. Ooh.
Keep your wits about
You know what? That's probably like a Bacta tank or some. Vagabond. Let's just go up around this way. Oh, this way. Okay, we're being drawn into a conversation. Juliet is taking a fucking time. Those standing before you look utterly spent. Dark circles ring their eyes, and their movements are jittery and frantic. Every sign speaks of people pushed to the very brink. Oh, what is there to celebrate? Batoshki speaks the truth. They'll take us and toss up into the grinder as cannon fodder. And what is there for us here? To chew out vine leaves and shake with fear? I would rather die for the glory of the god Emperor among the stars. Oh, fuck! A soundless shriek lances through everything around you, setting your very eyes vibrating within their sockets. Fury, terror, and revulsion surge upward in a boiling tide from the depths of your consciousness. But the feeling breaks against the yielding rock of your will, or the unwielding rock of your will. A woman with a bone plate over the eye draws a knife and moves to plunge it into the man's opposing. Cease this madness at once. We cannot afford to such a waste of life. Your words strike like a slap. The woman stares at her hands in horror and casts the knife aside. Forgive me, your lordship. The drover, that vile creature. Thank you for bringing me to my senses. The standard punishment for brawling is no less than 20 lashes for each participant. The seneschal wipes away the blood trickling from his nose and continues more quietly. But under the present circumstances, I believe some leniency may be shown. You'll have to forgive our people. They're simply afraid. The woman makes to leave, then hesitates. Listen, when you fight the colonel, try to strike him under the left ribs. A local beast got a hold of him once, tore a rib clean out, and he took that rib back and used it to stab the dead beast. And now he has a weak spot there. Thought it might help you. It certainly will. Thank you for your contributions. Oh. Let us... The drover's lair is that way. God, where the fuck am
I always keep my options open.
Ooh, regimental priest. Repairant. Nothing of the ordinary to delay your lordship. Okay. What's over here? I'm actually curious. The structure collects moisture from other plants, which later drains into the tank. Ooh. So that's the water treatment station. Okay.
Rise to the top, poor girl.
Lord Xenos. Judging by the drover's shoots, this creature cannot have formed spontaneously. Thousands of years age, someone must have interfered in the development, guiding it into the right direction. Alright. Well, judging based on the time, and based on what I'm doing, and my fucking throat, this may be a good spot to end. Yeah. We have actually met Trazen. That is that is possibly the highlight of today. We have met Mr. Infinite, and that makes me feel all sorts of greatness. And new planet. New planet. How exciting is this? It's bloody brilliant. And I think as we close off today, let us raid. No, can we? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Let us raid Cleo Ita, who's playing Total War 3. Surprise, surprise. But as we close off, thank you for coming. I hope we all enjoyed stream, and in case I don't see you, good morning, good evening, and good night, and bye.